Hey, what's going on, everyone? Choco here, and welcome to take 2 of the Let's Do Mechanism Fusion Reactor progress stuff. It has been a rough 36 hours thus far, and I am very scared for what fusion reactors will hold for me. So let's hope for the best. Please don't kill each other. Let's be civil for at least 5 minutes.
All right, 6 minutes is on.
Oh my gosh. All right, so there will be no face cam today. I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. We're going to see how things pan out, but we're going to be kind of omitting that for right this particular second. We are also going to be doing as much towards the progression of fusion reactor as we can, with the absolute best case scenario being that we prep everything minus the laser. That said, it is not important because we are not going to have the fusion reactor able to fire today, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to do today. But it is, ideally we'll get to the point where we're going to have the lasers gathering energy, and then we're going to be able to build a fusion reactor next time, and we have the brine and the deuterium, the tritanium, and whatever actually all in creation and whatever else. So hopefully that will work out. I cannot promise that's where we'll reach, but that's what I would like to be able to do today. Now, all of that said and done, we got ourselves a pretty hefty number of things to do, and we had an interesting surprise with the way that this is going to work, because I thought, in my naive, silly, youthfully optimistic way, that surely there wouldn't be that much of a difference between how you do this whole thing with fusion reactors from Mekanism on Stone Block versus doing it on Sky Factory 4. As it turns out, there is actually a fairly significant difference. So I'm going to have to try to figure it out a little bit more, and I think we have done most of the footwork here. Very graciously, the guys here, I don't know if Tex, did you end up also being able to grind a lot of the stuff out with them, or no?
No.
Okay, so Tex went and had a very relaxing time with his kids over at a swimming hole. The other two slaved away while I trembled in fear as to what would happen to me if I had stayed awake any longer. And yeah, so we got a lot of resources made and all this stuff. So here we have the chests of their labor. Lots of copper, lots of steel. We got some thermal evaporation blocks, which we're going to be needing to actually create the thermal evaporation multi-block structures. We got some iron, gold, copper, and steel here as well. And then we also have some extra iron blocks that have just recently come into play. You may notice that we don't have faucets on all these things. The faucets themselves were being replaced with liquid or fluid extraction cable node thingies, and then they've been pouring it into the basins, and then the basins into an actual item extractor, which would then feed into eventually a chest, and that was what was allowing us to go ahead and make these blocks a lot faster. Wow, you may think to yourself, Choco, that seems to be a lot of off-screen work that you guys did, and it's been a lot of the more or less same things about shit, like just sending and creating endless amounts of whatever resource from the smeltery. That's about it. It's been a lot of just grind. That said, there was the couple things that I do want to call attention to in terms of stuff that were made, if I can find them all. There's this resistive heater, which is going to be, so if you guys have seen the Stone Block series, this is what we use in order to increase the temperature of the evaporation. I'm going to call them evaporation chambers. I don't know what they're officially called, but I'm going to call them evaporation chambers. So evaporation chambers, this is what helps us to raise the temperature. Now, I am aware that you can use an advanced solar thingamablobber to also help with the heat. We are not going to be doing that unless we absolutely need to, but we have a strong preference not. Artie also did some scouting yesterday in terms of seeing where we could potentially get ourselves a desert biome, because desert biomes will obviously help with the temperature. But as far as he could tell, there were no deserts that were located anywhere near us. So a little bit of a wah-wah situation, but that is whatever it is. Where's the hull room?
It's in the item thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so we have the hull room here. This thing also, I'm going to go ahead and put in one of the chests over here just so we don't lose track of it. But this thing, it's going to basically be like the battery, I guess you can think of it as, within the fusion reactor. We do have to initially charge it with some fuel, but that's going to come later. So anyways, enough blathering on about everything here. We lost Tex. Always a great sign of things to come. Let's go and just kind of hop into all these things here and get going. Now, before we get too far underway, for Ernie and Dearth, if you guys would like to, we do actually have another thing that we're going to be wanting to do to help get ourselves going here. In order to make the fusion reactor, you also do have a inherent cost to your power, basically. So we want to make sure that the lasers and stuff have enough power to propagate. We want to make sure that all of our machine blocks, so to speak, also have enough power to probably do their jobs. I would suggest that we make an upgradable combustion generator. I have also accrued some of these things here, but if you guys are okay with that, then that'll be the plan for now.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, and we have completely lost Tex.
Yep. Alright, so, oh, we can use pulverized charcoal for the black dye.
I've been doing pretty much that, although I might have been doing it with some other stuff. I'm not quite sure.
I'll go pulverize the charcoal.
Okay. I think I already have enough for it. I think I have enough for the actual thing. We just need the actual generator itself.
Alright.
But either way, that's okay. So,
Wonder if we have enough iron.
yes, we should.
That's a joke,
So
yeah.
let's go ahead and you may not think it's so funny later on. Let's go ahead and start off with actually building the basis for making these thermal multi-blocks. So why don't Artie and Dearth, why don't you guys pick roughly half and half of these thermal evaporation blocks up, and I'm going to be crafting some of the other elements of it. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making it like a bucket shape. So if you're over where I am, Dearth, come hither.
Oh, yeah, just making generators.
No, don't make generators. Just go over here. All right, so you're let me see here. Let me go pick up some evaporation blocks so I can show you. You should pick up the rest of those evaporation blocks. Whoever doesn't have any. Okay. No. Hold on. Slow your roll. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a 4x4.
Okay.
The bottom of it has to be solid. You will need the corners, which was a miscalculation on my part. So you're gonna build this up. Let me confirm. So this thing can be 18 high. So you want to build this whole structure 18 blocks upward, and you're just going to be building up from...
Including the base?
Yes, including the
The
base.
total.
So build this 18 up here, Dearth. Okay, well,
12, 13.
he's off to the races, I guess.
I'm just setting so we'll know what the height is. That's all.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna drop you these blocks that I have here. So I'm gonna leave you guys to do that. I'm gonna make the controller and stuff so we can actually get that whole thing rocking and rolling.
Okay, so should we leave one space open in here for like the controller, kind of like a smeltery?
If you would like to, keep here. I'll break these. I'll do up to the second layer.
Okay.
Just so it will have the spacing that you need.
Okay.
So yeah, just fill that in, and then I think that's it. I think that's all
Okay.
we realistically will need.
18 high.
Okay, I'll help Dearth out. Put that one block there. Lol. Okay, so we've lost Tex. Man, today is just... it's a quality day. But you know what? We march on. All right, so evaporation. Evaporation controller, I'm just going to confirm right now with everyone here, we do not have any of these things, right? We don't have valves, we don't have controllers, yes?
No, we do not. I only made one engine or steam thing for you, so you should have that.
One engine or steam thing.
The steam thing you were saying we needed, I made one and put it in your inventory.
Oh, the electric pump?
Yes, there we go.
Me? Hardy, you're scaring me, man. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so let's go ahead. So we're gonna need 2 of these. So for this whole thing, basically the trick here is that you're gonna need to make sure that you have 2 of these controllers. It's just like think of it as almost like Extreme Reactor if you're familiar with that. If you're not familiar, then I guess just make sure that you're aware that the controllers, you need at least 1 per structure. And then the valves, we're going to need an input, output, and we also are going to use another one to also pick up the heat. Now, I'm kind of curious if this isn't actually necessary. I'm going to do this, but I don't really know if it's a necessary step. It kind of seemed like it may not be necessary to do. So yeah, we'll just have to see, because I genuinely have no clue as to whether or not that is an actual like requirement or not. So let me go ahead and let me do this. Boop, boop, boop. All right, I just made a whole lot more buckets than I bargained for. All right, and there we go. All right, so we got our 2 controller blocks. We're gonna again want 3 of these for right now. This is not something that you necessarily need 3 of, but I will prefer to do that. So let me go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. So that's 1 structure's worth right there. And then we're just gonna do another 3 worth here. So that's bringing us to a total of 6. Very, very cool. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead, slurp up all those things, and we're gonna go ahead and then work on that second layer. Okay, and then get the controller, go down here, and then get our evaporation thingy here. Okay, very, very cool. Now, whenever they finish construction of these actual towers, ooh, okay, well, I just walked off the edge. That's okay.
I don't have any more evaporation blocks. Do you already?
Yes.
I also have a handful as well. I will throw them as I bounce. Okay, I don't know how I took damage, but interesting.
Because of course you did.
Okay, so I wasn't here to see if Artie's thing had sparkled, so let's just go ahead and do a little confirmation thing. Okay, so what you're looking for are these little like redstone sparks, I guess you could call them. And this is just confirmation that, hey, it's working. You'll see that the temperature will start to change. This is 17 high. Apparently we can go 1 higher.
Oh, okay. Gareth, I need a couple more of those blocks. Thank you.
Yeah,
Should we get
think
more?
enough.
Oh, we can.
I got like a stack and a half. It should be enough.
Okay.
I think. Guess we'll find out.
The ability to fall to get on top. Oh, no, I need 2 more, Gareth.
I'm going to preemptively assume that we're going to need more. Alright, so let's go ahead and for simplicity's sake, because we might as well make use of the actual system that we have here, I'm going to go get the filing folders, and we're going to make a folder for copper and steel, so I can start migrating these giant chests worth of stuff, which seems to be a reasonable thing in my mind. I don't know if it's an actual reasonable thing, but it seems reasonable right now, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Also, I've become very, very liberal with my use of these things, so if you've been wondering, but Choco, aren't you worried about making filing folders that go absolutely nowhere? I've kind of, at this point, kind of been like, yeah, you know, just, it'll be fine. Future Choco problems. Future Choco is not a big fan of me, if you didn't know. Alright, so let's go ahead and dump those in there. Go ahead and organize all that. I'm going to go ahead and chuck these planks off the side of the earth, and then we're going to go ahead and migrate as much of this as we can over to help us get things going here. And do you guys need those evaporation things ASAP, or are you guys in good shape, or what's up?
I think we should be in decent shape.
Okay.
Does the top of this need to be open?
Yeah, open.
Okay.
Like a bucket.
Mine is 18 now.
Okay, 18 is good. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we count out loud, because sometimes something screwy goes on.
Well, I was counting the base. I just went, since we're at like 2 by default, I thought I went up enough. But, okay, fine. Easy enough.
Alright. So, almost done with all this nonsense and shenanigan. If you want to help me move the copper, you can absolutely do that. The copper and the steel.
Okay. You want me to just get a, wait, I have an idea.
Did I
What are
glow?
you putting into?
I don't know. There's no steel left, so I'm not really sure what you're trying to move.
I think mine's good. So I missed
There's some copper and steel in that top left one. Alright, so let's go see if dirt's took.
And the whole
I can right click on it and it says.
Yep, there is a green monitor. The temperature is changing. That's good enough for me. Yeah, alright.
Where should I put them? Put these in the top where the other ones were.
The who, the what now?
I put the extra thermal evaporation blocks on the top chest.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. Put a. This is not an actual block that we necessarily need in this position, but I'm putting it right here for now. Okay,
How many
so
of these combustible engine thingies? Combustible
we
generators?
just
do we
need. As far as I'm aware, we're only going to need one.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, I've got 2 simple ones already.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
I
just
thought
need
we were
one
gonna need more.
upgradable. Alright, so this right here is going to be our resistive heater. So you can see here that we have temperatures that we're minding. Basically, the way that this is going to work is that as we have a higher temperature, the more efficient or more effective each of these will be at doing their respective jobs.
Stop
And
it.
so we want to go ahead and get this kind of rocking and rolling. Let me see here. What is your... If you would like to... So from simple generators, we also have the one that... the geothermal one. Let's see. Is this reasonable to make? Yeah, it looks pretty reasonable. Okay, so if you would like to make a geothermal upgradable, then I think that would be totally fine. And then I'm going to take this opportunity to go investigate our crusher. Okay, we have 62 pulverized coal in there, which we should be able to use. So pulverized coal, the reason why we care about this is that this is basically going to count as a black dye. Black dye, in turn, is able to be used to create these modifier components. Now, this is a kind of something that I didn't understand about this mod pack, which, you know, surprise, a lot of things don't make sense to me in this mod pack. The modifier components, they're actually, even though it's simple generator, it's within something else that's called like the Valkyrie library, which I don't know why they made this way. But if you run into this issue where you're like, well, I don't know what's supposed to happen now, you're just keep on. Oh, I got kicked out. Just keep on going, and you should be a-okay. All right, what do I have in my hands here? I have an upgradable combustion, upgradable journal. Okay, so geothermal. We're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna let that sit. Let's have this sit here. Okay. And then we're gonna need to pipe over some lava over here.
We actually have a...
The tanks are over here.
Oh, you have some?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant I have a barrel
Here.
full of lava.
There you go.
Are those the ender
I figured
tanks?
Yeah, I figure we can use it to pump from our lava source over here to over there without having to use pipes.
Yeah, okay,
Make it a
that's
little bit
perfect.
easier.
Yes, that's good. It's very good. Very good. Very good. All right. So let's go ahead and do this then. I am actually going to have this This is probably, whoop, I don't know why I put that down there. All right, so we're gonna need a fluid extraction cable. What's the combination for the lava?
It's not on anything yet.
Okay.
That's why I gave you two. One has to go over there to connect it, and
Oh, okay, I see. All right, yeah.
so it'll be white.
Just like right there.
So what? Where is this fluid part going? Did you just make this?
Oh, the fluid part usually goes over here to suck lava into the smelter.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, yeah. So if you want to put it like right above that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that then. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and slap that right there. Okay, so that's currently feeding into triple white lava. How special for you to be able to fit there. I'm going to need a fluid extraction cable, which I believe I saw. No, I have fluid
Yeah, here you go.
cables. Okay.
Yeah, wait. There you go.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take this, feed this into here. This is going to be able to go ahead and consume lava to generate some power. So you can see here it's very, very, very slowly accruing power. We should... Okay, so this is currently transferring at 1,000 per. Doesn't seem quite able to keep up, so it's not really going quite at the speed of light here or anything, but we don't expect it to. Okay, yes. Okay, so if we can, we probably would like to upgrade our lava creation ability, I suppose. Oh, okay. That is also one way to get that done, I suppose. All right, so that's jump-started that whole thing. We now need some way to generate the actual, or to get the power in.
So, did we want to do flux, or did we want to use batteries?
I think we do. Actually, let's use the flux plugs and flux points.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Alright. Let me go light a fire real quick.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just put that in the back there since we actually have some kind of actual thing going. All right, so this handles all that. Dirth, if you would like to, could you create, so within Mekanism, there's something called like thermal, oh wait, they're not called that. What are they called?
Heat generators?
No, the thermodynamic conductors. They're
No.
basically pipes.
Stop burning.
I don't know how reasonable it can be for us to make like the full-blown version, but if you can make me
The
just
conductor.
yeah, the thermodynamic conductors, if you can get me to ultimate, that would be the best. And I only need one batch of 8. I technically only need 3, but you're gonna need to make 8. And then for me, we're gonna go ahead and be poking around probably with, well, probably in all honesty, we should just be using the fluid movement thing. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this started. Oh, okay, so we're gonna need to make water. And by the way, this is just a small portion. What we're doing right here is gonna work towards getting us to, I believe, tritanium. But we still have to get deuterium. I might be flip-flopping which one we need, but the idea stays exactly the same. We have other things we're going to be needing to do. Okay, so we have these water sources, the compact infinite, or the infinite, compact infinite, and then there's the dense infinite, which you can see it just kind of scales up in terms of the cost. Basic plating from nuclear craft. Is this something that do we have lead? Have we even encountered lead?
Yes, we have lots of lead.
Okay. Then we have bronze, yeah. And then gold, obviously we have. Can we make graphite dust? We would have to make a manufactory.
We
Okay.
have one.
We have a manufactory?
Yeah. That's what we've been using to grind down the coal dust and stuff.
Oh, okay. In that case, let's go ahead and do this. Let us take... So, can we make our way... Let's see here. That's going to be 8. So this is going to require 8 of these. So 64. So we need 64 infinite water sources. Do you think we can put that together? That seems kind of ridiculous, actually.
Do those infinite water sources actually work?
Yes, they do.
Do you want just the 64, just the normal ones, or the dense?
That's what I'm saying. We need 64 of the normal ones, and the idea is that we want to get all the way to the dense, which is going to require 64 of the normal ones.
Oh. Okay, we need basic plating. How do you make that?
Okay, so this part is now done. Alright. Server is lagging or something?
Yep, I'm making amber.
Okay. Alright, so currently, this is what we have going on. We have the thermal multi-block structures for the thermal chambers. We also have a resistive heater to help heat them. Now, as a side note, what we could have done is in the very top corners there, so there's obviously the 4 corners of the structure. The very tippity top, we can snip off the edges of the 4 corners, and we could replace those with solar panels, which will allow this thing to accrue more heat during the day, and then it'll cool off at night, but it'll help keep the temperature up. I don't see the particular need for this. I find it to be just a huge pain in the butt for not a whole lot of gain. I feel like this is a much better way about it. Now, depending upon your mod pack, your mileage may vary kind of situation, but for our purposes, I think this is perfectly fine. The idea here is that we're going to be taking water into this valve from here. I'm going to need more fluid extraction cables. But from here, we're going to have that feed the fluid over this way so it's going to go water in, water or brine out from this one, then brine in here, and then it's going to pump out lithium. I believe it's going to pump out liquid lithium. And then from there, we can go ahead and use the electrolytic splitter or separator to go ahead and make our actual product. So hopefully this goes well. Hopefully. Thank you for the ultimate conductors, by the way, Dearth.
No problem. How do we upgrade the geothermal generator?
Yes.
I don't see.
That's the Valkyrie thing. Yeah, that's the Valkyrie thing. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. All right, so we're going to create the KwehCraft network. Okay, KwehCraft network. All right, and we're going to just pretend that this is going to be an RF. There we go. And what color should our network be? Yellow?
Sure.
All right, KwehCraft network, yellow in color. Access is going to be public because LOL, there's absolutely no one here that can access it otherwise. And then we're going to go ahead and take a flux point, take this, put it onto the KwehCraft network, and then we have power. And now we got some power going in here. Now I can designate what I would like for this whole thing to be operating with. So for example, if I would like for this to be generating more heat and I'm not content with that, I can up the usage of energy so that these get to a hotter point, which we are going to maybe do, but not right this second because we don't have anything that's converting right now, so it's not really a point. We probably also don't have the lava necessary, like the lava production to keep this whole thing going. So that's also another thing to bear in mind is that obviously so we can upgrade the geothermal, but if we don't have enough lava to feed the geothermal, it's not going to work very well.
Do you need water?
Yes? Question mark?
I made this. There you go.
Oh, for a temporary thing?
Yeah, just so you get started. It's 500 and something buckets, I think.
Okay, so go ahead, feed that in there just so we can kind of see what's going on. All right, so you can see that we're filling up very, very rapidly with our actual water. This water, of course, is only producing at a very, very slow crawl. So let's go ahead and go into our resistive heater. And I want to say How much RF per tick are we making here? We are making... Oh, I don't actually remember the way that... Okay, so let's see here. So it's 15... FE converts directly 1-to-1 with RF. So we're looking at 15 RF per millibucket. It looks like... Yeah, it looks like we could probably afford to go a little bit faster, but you can already see here our stored energy is actually not able to keep up. Our lava production seems to be hanging in there, but it looks like we could probably do with some more lava production if possible. So
Can you up the tick rate or whatever on that machine you built?
no,
Go faster?
that's going as fast as it possibly can. So we would need to make another one of these, which shouldn't be too bad.
We need tin as well.
I wonder if the cobblestone generator is bottlenecking us at all. Kind of doubt it though.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Alright, I'm gonna make some tin amber, so you're gonna get a little bit of lag.
Okay. Well, I just fell off a cliff, so that's fine. Okay. Blanc. Ah, what? What?
What'd you do?
I landed in water and I took damage.
I blame the lag.
I just blame Choco's day.
Well, that too.
I am
fill this gap in.
mystified right now. What? Oh. This is just... Okay. Anyways, moving onward. All right, so in theory, we have the basic premise behind how this will work. At some point, we may need to make the conversion of more lava so we can power this whole thing a little bit better. Or something of that nature. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to go about doing this, but eventually. But we already have some brine in production, so that's good. It's not a ton, obviously, but it is accruing brine. Nice. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and make our fluid thingamablobbers. We're going to make more fluid extraction and nonsense. So,
This takes 2 buckets
oh,
of water
sorry.
each. Alright, I have 2. It takes 2 buckets of water each time.
Yeah. It is going to be a stinker. All right, I think Artie is done with this for now, so let me go ahead, hop in here. And what we are looking to get are some more fluid extraction cables. Alright, I don't know what our sit rep for this is. Alright, so weighted pressure plates. I'm just going to make a bunch of you because we've been using you quite a bit. Alright, made 2. And then this in turn, as advertised, Dearth has died. Unfortunate.
It happens. Quite often, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're gonna bust out this ender tank from here. What I would like to have happen here is I'd like to put this down and have it out of the way. Alright. And then we are going to go ahead and take this fluid extraction cable, followed up by actual fluid cables. And it doesn't seem to be interacting, but it might be interacting. It might just not be connecting visually. Yes, okay, so you can see that we have brine here, and then we got liquid lithium now producing. I don't know why Mekanism seems to reject cyclic as hard as it does, but this is connecting. It doesn't look like it, but this is connecting. I know it's weird, but just take my word on this one. It seems to be the way it works. So that's going in now, and then we're going to go, of course, have this feed into our electrolytic separator, which I don't know if did we end up being able to make the extra electrolytic? I don't think we did. So let me go ahead and make one.
Wait,
We're going to need a number of them anyways, so it's not going to really...
did I really just use up our water source?
Two enriched alloys and electrolytic core. Electrolytic core is going to require 5 of these alloys and then a bunch of dust. Dirth, would you like to be able to do this, or should I?
I'm not sure what you were doing. I was trying to light up on top of the towers so we didn't get stuff jumping off the edge at us.
The electrolytic separator, we just need to make one more of those. We're gonna need more than one, but if you would like to make one, that wouldn't be a half bad idea.
Electrolytic separator. Sure.
You're gonna need to make an electrolytic core and stuff like that. All right, so while Dirth is doing this now, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears to doing something completely different, and we're gonna be making our source for heavy water, which in turn is gonna yield us another thing. I am gonna try to build this relatively close to the other operation here, just so we can have a little bit of kind of collaboration between our systems, so I can kind of see what the heck is going on, because there's no way for me to keep track of this otherwise. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have all these heat generators. I'm gonna scoot their booties on over. So these heat generators we can definitely use for supplemental power. We can use this as basically backup generators at this point. Because originally the plan was that we're going to use these, but the power that we need is it's too immense. It's too much. So that's why we're kind of moving those to the side. All right, so I'm going to need some oak planks or something.
And I didn't know we needed the water thing, or that it existed. So I'm making. I have to make graphite.
Okay.
It's just taking a while.
All right, so it looks like we're done here. So let me go ahead and disable the JEI thing.
Can I take this coal out? Already?
Coal out of what?
The crusher?
I mean, I need it for graphite.
I just need to grind up 2 pieces of osium and a piece of iron.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and take some planks. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and apply this. Let's say we're going to apply it right over here. Okay. All right, wunderbar. So
All set already. You can have it back now. Thank
just
you.
like that. And then we're going to be able to put our water in here. However, we're going to need this electric pump. Now, the electric pump, its literal only function, and I was kind of lamenting this with Artie a little bit earlier as I was ripping out all my hair just like Dirth. The only purpose of this thing is to pump liquid, right? But there's something that goes with this, which is a filter. And I thought, oh, cool, a filter. This is going to be awesome. It's called a filter upgrade, which sounds to me like this would be awesome for doing something or another. Oh, also there is apparently a filing cabinet filter. But anyways, filter upgrade. A filter that separates heavy water from regular water. That is its only reason of existence. I found this to be one of the most frustrating things in the entire existence of the universe. And it was tilting. It was, oof, let me tell you. Choco was not a happy camper. Choco was tilted.
Wait, hard water? Isn't that just salt water?
Earth, just don't think about it too much. It'll hurt your brain.
No, wait, you said hard. Oh, I'm thinking
Hard
heavy
water. Oh yeah, heavy water is made from salt water, isn't it?
No, heavy water is mixing of metals, and it's the output from usually highly contaminated metals. Contains arsenic, mercury, and stuff. Hard water is salt and I guess iron and stuff in it. Mineral.
Do we have any more flux points?
We can make them. I only made one each because I wasn't sure how many we needed.
Yeah, I need like 5 or something.
Okay. Give me a sec. Flux point, not the plug.
Yeah, not plugs. We could do plugs, I guess, but we don't really need this. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Dearth, I have yet another assignment for you if you so choose to accept.
We need obsidian.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Dearth's silence as I am not interested.
I'm sorry. I had something going on.
Oh, okay.
What do you need?
I was wondering if you wanted to do something.
Sure.
Okay. If I can just get down without killing myself. All right. If you would like to wait, Artie, you're not making the plug or the points right now, are you?
I will in a minute.
Dearth, why don't
Not
you
yet.
make flux points? I don't know. Have you ever made a flux point before?
In stone block, yeah.
Okay.
I have to
Yeah.
make the obsidian first.
Okay.
I've got some obsidian on me.
Oh, good. Then yeah, you should be able to make them. All the other stuff is in there.
I got like
Well-
20 of them.
Yeah, you have to make the actual plug or the flux thing first.
Here, before you access the inventory, let me make an extraction cable. Oh, for crying out loud. All right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take this, and I believe I got this confused the other time, but I'm hoping it's this way. I think it's power will go on top, and then the output will be on the bottom. I think. I'm not sure about that one, but I think that's the way this is going to work. Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. So we got this going. This should produce us water. I need to go ahead. So I think Dearth's next thing will be to make the filter. And then Artie, you are working on.
I am working on the infinite water source.
Okay. Yes. And then I'm going to. Then Dearth will have a choice between working on the upgrades or if he would like to work on the lasers.
What's that flux thing called again?
Flux.
Flux. FLUX.
If you just type
Oh,
in, if you just type in @flux, you should be able to see everything from that mod because there's not anything else called Flux Network, so you should just be able to look.
We need the plugs or the points?
Points. Plugs are for generate like anything that generates power and pulling it out from the generators, and points are for doing it the other way around.
How many do you need?
I would say make like 3 or so to be safe. Donkey. Okay, so what would you like to do? Would you like to work on the upgrades for the generators, or would you like to work on lasers?
I can
What
work on
sounds
the
more-
generator upgrades.
Okay, then here, I will give you these. Okay. If so, look up in your JEI, look up @Valk, VALK, and it will show you both the modifier components you'll need to then make the speed modifiers. The idea is that you're making 4 stacks of these the speed modifiers.
Okay.
Okay, so while Dearth does this, let me go check to see. So it looks like it's a bust here. So we're gonna cross our fingers that this is just merely an issue about I put this thing in the wrong spot. If this does not work, which would not be the first time this has ever happened, but if this does not, then I'll be a very, very sad Choco. Alright, looks like we might need to get the other generator up and running as well then. Alright, so let me take this other generator they made, the combustion gen, throw that down here. And of course, we're going to need to feed it some fuel. And so, let me know when you're out of that screen, Dearth.
What?
Let me know when you're done with that screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Coal. Nope, just kidding. We have to actually make the proper coal itself. Okay, coal. Yes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make coal. Need for speed, but with bad Roman numerals. Feels bad. All right, so let me take this out. Throw these in here. Okay. All right, there's one stack, and you can see the speed of this going much, much faster. Also, you'll see that the entire thing is just kind of kicking butt. All right, now, this is very important. So if you guys would like to, Dorothy, you should probably see this from your recording as well. Take out the speed modifiers and just see how much faster it makes it to have it in versus out. But you see how there's 4 slots? That's why I mean you need 4 stacks of it to really get the full mileage out of the thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, that helps
I'll be back
an
then.
immense amount. We're going to go ahead and take off the transfer limit. And there we go. Water pump is indeed working. But me and my infinite wisdom did not actually put in the filter because I am a super, super smart man.
So now we have infinite power, right?
Actually, I was really surprised that little upgradable combustion gen, that thing does make a respectable amount of power. You can get like upwards of, you can probably push like 0.5 mil off that.
Does it matter what we burn? Like, should we burn?
Yeah, like the quality of the
blaze
material. It's just like
rods, or-
furnaces. It's whatever you would burn in a furnace, pretty much. But so like if you were to use like the alchemical coal, for example, it's quite a bit.
Okay. I was thinking blaze rods and the fire, the blaze powder.
Blaze rods and blaze powder. Yeah, I mean that would work.
But I mean, I was just curious about which one. But as long it's just the amount of time burning, not how hot it burns, right?
The amount of time burning, not how
Like for
hot
instance,
it burns.
it's not like.
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
temperature related as far as I'm aware now.
Okay.
All right, so Dorothy, you done with that?
Yeah.
I can't see what is. I don't know what the front of your guys' faces are, and then what's the back sometimes. From a distance, I can't tell if you're like looking at me and then like space walking backwards, or I don't. It's weird.
I have a big smiley face on my stomach.
I don't want to look directly into it. It concerns me.
Just look into the belly.
No. I'm focusing on this. Enriched alloy. We need one more enriched alloy, and we also need some crushed up tin, it looks like. So let me go see. We got lots of enriched alloy. Good. All right, so.
Maximum overdrive.
Ooh, was that from putting all the upgrades in there?
It looks like it. Yep.
Do I need to make more upgrades for the geothermal?
Do we need to make more upgrades for the geothermal? Explain.
I put all 4 in the combustion generator.
Yeah, just put it in the combustion generator. I don't think we have enough speed to make it work with whatchamacallit. I don't think we have enough speed for it to work with the lava one. I just don't think our lava production is going to upkeep, and I don't think it's worth having multiple machines that are spewing out actual items. It's just going to be kind of like our reliable, no matter what, that will always be running kind of thing. Okay, we're going to hijack this and not tell Artie for a hot second. You see nothing.
Oh, I see everything.
Artie, I happened to find this pulverized coal on the ground. I will leave it there. Alright, let me know when you're out of that menu.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, what? That's not what we were aiming for. Alright, so filter upgrade. Done and done. Alrighty. Alright, so I just realized that this is not going to actually work proper. Okay, so upgrades, put the filter upgrade in there. Now this thing should be interested in getting heavy water, But because I made the very wise decision of having these buckets of water, or water in here, and then having it start filtering it out before I was ready, I am now paying the price. So let's go ahead, pull these out.
Well,
Okay, that's all good.
so pumping it into a barrel seems to work okay.
No, I need to move the water around because it's pulling the wrong thing, but as soon as I pull this out, we should be in good shape.
Okay.
He said, and then watched as nothing happened. What? Wait, what happened to my filter? Question mark? Huh? Okay, hold on. We're gonna take this out for a moment. I'm gonna see if we can diagnose what's happening here. Okay, so we do have a filter upgrade that's in here. Right, so okay, filter upgrade. We're gonna put that back in. It's gonna apply. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it back here. I swear, if you're about to give me a bunch of lip game. There we go, okay. So now it's accruing heavy water, just very, very slowly. Okay, so now that we have this going, heavy water is accruing very painfully slowly. But it's what we got, so we're gonna roll with it. We're gonna do optimizations and probably add in more and blah, blah, blah. But for right now, we're just gonna roll with that. So output upward, we're gonna then take our heavy water, and I believe we're gonna throw it to an electrolytic separator. Dirth, would you be so kind as to make another one?
Sure. Electrolytic separator.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I didn't actually know this would be a thing. Huh. Okay. So eventually, when we get to nuclear craft, we may actually want to revisit the way that we make these things. I didn't realize that was even a thing. Okay, so tritium. I call this tritanium. It's tritium. I don't know. It's just I get confuzzled. It's fine. All right. So while Dirth is doing that, we're gonna work on another part of this process for the solar neutron activator, which was part of Artie and Dirth's prep thing from yesterday. So let's go ahead. Solar neutron activator. So we need 3 bronze, steel casing, which is going to be a mixture of steel, osmium, and glass. The HDPE sheet. So the 2 cool blue-looking things. I think it's those 2 blue-looking things. And then I'm going to need the HDPE sheet, and I'm also going to need the 3 of these bronze ingots, and then I think we have everything else in here. Sorry, Artie, I might have just kicked you out.
That's alright, I'm going for a bucket.
Okay. Oh, I have plenty of buckets. You want one?
Oh no, I have 64, but each one of these takes 2 buckets of water.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to keep going in over and over and
I just put
more.
2 buckets in there if you need. You can also pull the water from here if you'd like.
Well, I have the water. I'm just getting from the infinite water source. It's just I have to get bucket. Pain in the neck. Then we have to store them.
Okay, so solar neutron activator. All right, so solar neutron activator. If we feed the lithium that we get from this whole doodad into here, why are you dead? Oh, you don't have power. Lol. All right, so let me switch you. KwehCraft network.
Does the solar activator have to have a clear line of the sky? Does that one have it?
I think it has it.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I honestly I don't know. I have no clue. Okay, so our power is going great, but this is not doing so great. I have no earthly idea what's happening to our lithium. It's clearly pulling the lithium. I just don't know where it's going. Okay, strange. All right, so we're going to go ahead and up our RF per tick usage here. Let's not get too ambitious, actually. Let's go ahead and just set this to 100. That's going to raise the temperature up, so you can see it's starting to ramp up a little bit here. This should also impact these guys. And with any luck... So let's hypothetically bump this all the way up to a whopping 500 RF per tick, which is quite a bit. For us at this point. Not in general, but for us right now, that's quite a lot. Alright, so we're waiting for that to go up. So down here, we should see a bar that's going to hopefully pop up and be like, oh, you're doing great, man. Okay, so you can see here, we just blew through a lot of our coal here. If we use blocks of coal, we should be in a little better shape. Okay, let's just get this party started and really jumpstart the reaction. Let's bump this up to 5,000 RF per tick. We definitely don't have the coal to support this, but we will do what we can for now. Okay, so you can see there we have a little bit more progress, but of course we are going to run out of energy at the speed of light. So that thing is going to probably start settling downwards. Yep, there it goes. It's going to fall right back down. I'm going to assume that it's going to be like 1,000 or something. It's going to be like what we can realistically accommodate for right now, which is not great, but not too shabby either. All right,
almost so water. I have 43 of them.
Okay. We have a lot of jungle wood. Let's use some jungle wood. Let's live life adventurously. All right, so jungle wood. Throw that in there. Make some charcoal. And then we're going to take this charcoal. We're going to throw it into our combustion generator, and we're going to go ahead and see what's going on with this. Okay, so we're still blowing out our energy pretty hard.
There was a chest with 10 thermal heat generator things from Mekanism.
Yeah.
Those give a decent amount of power.
Well, so what we need to do is we need to have it in such a way that our geothermal is pulling resources automatically. So I am going to probably be looking...
Do we need to move one of the bonsai hoppers over there?
Well, I think that's kind of what I'm thinking we might poke around with. So I believe, let me confirm that this is true before I actually commit to this. So I believe that all the products from an oak sapling will yield burnable
Apples?
things. No, burnables. So if I put this in through a combustion generator, I think you can technically burn an apple, question mark.
I think we tried earlier.
It didn't work.
It wasn't burning anything. So we would have to filter out the apples.
Yeah.
Yeah, have everything go into a chest and have it go from the chest into it. Just have a whitelist of items.
Yeah, just like we do for the mob grinder, have the apples go to the trash can.
Yeah.
I think what we would need to do is, yeah, I think we're just going to do this by hand because we realistically don't need this to hold for like all eternity. We just need it to hold for now. We just need it to hold until we can get to the fusion, which should be fairly reasonable. So we're going to do this by hand, I think, for the time being. Alright, let's take a look. So the heat's looking pretty okay. How about you? How are we doing over here? Oh, we don't have any water. Sitting here like, man, we are really making goose egg here. Just feel dumb now. Okay. Let's make...
Want me to get another drum of water real quick for you?
No. Just you focus on getting the water source out. It'll save us a lot of grief. Okay, so we're just gonna do this, and I'm gonna throw the charcoal in here, and that should kind of help feed the incessant craving it has for charcoal. Okay, so we'll just take this, and it'll help. This should let us not have to mine this right. Dude, go away. I'm sorry, little slime dudes. Alright. So charcoals are in. That should hopefully hold. Our temperature is still increasing. That's good. So it looks like the goal heat here is going to be 344. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What? Oh, I guess it's dispersing the heat. So I have no idea how high that's going to go. Okay, so that's now underway. We're now going to need to do... So Artie's working on the water source. That should get us all the way to here, which is going to hit the solar neutron activator. Solar neutron activator is going to then, in turn, lead to our tritium. Right? And then we need the electrolytic separator for this, which Dearth just provided to us. So we're going to go ahead and slap that onto here. There's our heavy water going in. And deuterium is coming out with oxygen. Perfect. Okay, so we now have D and T, part of the DT fuel.
Oh,
So,
what was that?
What was what?
Why are things getting out? Why are things getting out? What happened to the mob grinder?
I have no idea.
It just blew up and everything is getting out.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. No one was near it, I don't think.
No, I just turned around and boom.
A creeper exploded.
Jacks.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, beats me. I don't know why that happened. Can we even hit this guy?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, well. Ripperoonie, I guess.
I blame Choco.
I also blame Choco.
Should we...
Probably should shut that fan off on this side. In case...
Alright, so... Let's see here.
Was it G6 that were there?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to replace them all with mob mashers at this point, though. So here, hold on. Temporary distraction panic. Are you using stuff?
Yeah, I just got some redstone.
Okay. I want to get some cobblestone so we can at least get this perimeter secured.
Well, do we want to use the
Oh, crap.
Do we want to use the non-explosive stuff?
The non-explosive stuff. What do you mean?
The
Reinforced obsidian.
witherproof stuff?
No, it shouldn't come to that. The mob mashers, I think, will prevent it from exploding and destroying things. I have no idea why I'm lagging. Okay. Almost died again. Okay, the lamps are on, so nothing should be spawning the mob grinder.
I've been staying here just to make sure that they don't.
Should be okay, because I turned the lamps on just now. We have some kind of hostile mob. Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Yep, there we go. So deuterium is indeed being made. Very, very good. Obviously, the amount is not great, but we can adjust for that later on. Okay, so everything... Oh, no.
See that turtle? I got it.
I saw.
We
So
haven't
more in
reached lasers yet, man. We still haven't reached lasers. Fudge. Okay, how are we doing on the water?
I have 50.
Okay, so just stay focused on that. Darth, let's not worry about the mob farm because we have a lot of other things we have to do.
Okay.
We're gonna start on the lasers part. Okay, so let me know when you're done with the inventory, Artie.
I'm done. I gotta get buckets of water.
Okay. planks. Okay. Then I'm gonna pull. Oh. Okay, so Dearth, if you would, could you possibly make lasers from Mekanism?
Sure.
We're just going to be using 2 lasers because we have time. Time is not really the issue, but for the sake of argument, let's just use 2 lasers, and then let's also use 1 laser amplifier. While Dearth is doing that, I'm just going to maintain our... I'm actually going to let it build up since the water is not there yet. It doesn't really matter that they're kind of in potato mode.
I'm also making the graphite.
Okay.
That takes a while.
So, block of coal. I don't think there's like a really great way of this. Same with block of charcoal, unfortunately. Alright, so while this is going, let's go over this. So the deuterium. This, of course. Yeah, okay, so this. Oh, okay, weird. Okay. So liquid deuterium. Okay, so deuterium and both of their gaseous states, if you combine them, they make TT fuel. We are going to need a chemical infuser for this. Do we have a chemical infuser? I don't think we do. Do we?
I don't think we have one of those.
Maybe on the other side?
Let me see.
Pressurization chamber, rotary condenser, pressurized reaction.
I don't think we would have had.
Separator.
I don't think we would have ever had a use for the chemical infuser yet. Okay, so chemical infuser.
Wait, chemical infuser or metallurgic?
Chemical.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start the. Okay, we're gonna go grab.
He gave me the lasers. You didn't notice.
Oh, okay. And then we need the laser amplifier.
Want to make those?
Yes, please.
2 of them.
Yeah. No, one laser amplifier. And then also a lever. Okay.
I gave you. Oh, fire.
Fire.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, no. Never mind. Lava and torch. Mess with me. Okay.
Already
All
the
right.
kind of guy to shout fire in the movie theater.
Well, if there's somebody waving around lava and there's smoke coming from it, yeah, I would.
All right, let's see here. So I think we're dead centered here. That looks about right. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so. Oh wait, I guess this is centered. Lol. Wait, that can't be true. Yeah, no, that's wrong. This is center. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead, build this one out, and then we're just going to do this like so. So I'm gonna raise this up a grand total of 2. And then we're gonna do a laser amplifier here. All right, so if you guys would both like to come over here for a hot second, I can show you how this is gonna generally work.
Wait.
That's true. Puts a block in my face.
I have a thing for you.
What was it, the dents?
Yes.
Why don't you put it?
I don't know where you want to put it.
I'm gonna put it right
Oh,
here.
yeah. Okay.
All right, so there you go. Water's going in. We got Brian going out. Brian's going in here, and it's going in here. I still am not really seeing anything happening here. I'm gonna take this out because I'm kind of getting suspicious now. Okay.
Dense infinite water source. Does that actually make water?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
It's like the new sink.
Yeah, except it's not quite as good. All right, so this right here is the lasers and laser amplifier. So if you look on this side, you'll notice that there's a red square. That's going to show you the direction that the laser is going to be trying to shoot out of. In our particular case, we're also going to set the redstone signal to high to make sure it doesn't like randomly fire off, because we want it to fire off at a very specific time. You also notice in the back of these lasers that they have little green things. We're going to slap flux points on them. I do need one more flux point, actually.
I'll look at that. Or is already getting it?
I'm getting it.
It doesn't really matter.
I'm doing something. No, we need to help.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really matter who's doing what, but... Alright, so... Let's go ahead and take these things to charcoal, and we're going to go ahead and flop them on into here. Okay, very good. And that should help us get some power rock and rolling. Okay, so you can see the lasers are now shooting into the laser amplifier. If you right click on the amplifier, you'll notice that this thing has now a little bit of RF accruing. If we were to give it a redstone signal, it would shoot that energy outward. This is going to be what ignites our reaction. If you guys have watched my stone block series, you'll be familiar with the idea that I would have had a chain of these laser amplifiers compounding upon itself to then collect the energy faster. Now, because again, we are not worried. 31 Dusky, thank you for the 3-month resub. Where was I? Okay, yeah, so sorry, I'm in the middle of an explanation, so thank you for subbing. As for the laser amplifiers, we're not worried about the time consumed, so we're gonna let this run on the server overnight or whatever, and then we're gonna hopefully have this thing charged up and ready to rock and roll with a lot of RF. Now, I think the magical number that we're looking for is 400 mega RF or something along those lines, but we're just going to let that go until it's fairly high up there. We also haven't made the fusion reactor yet, so while that's going, we'll be doing other things as well. And I don't think we're going to have quite everything ready to go even then. So we're almost to where we need to be. I am still super duper confused as to what the electrolytic separator is being stupid about. I am going to hope that this will work. I do not know why this would work, but I'm hoping that it will be merciful and will work from this.
Old stuff.
Okay, not only did it not work.
Lost all the stuff.
No, the liquid lithium is just chilling here. I don't understand what's going on with this. Is it that? Is it pulling any of it now? Nope. Oh,
Maybe we need the pressurized.
We need a pressurized?
The pressurized fluid.
We shouldn't. It should work from this. I'm just not understanding why it's being done.
Our power stopped going up on the laser.
Yeah, we're probably bankrupt on power. I don't understand. I just don't get this mod sometimes. I don't know why it's not working, why it refuses to accept the input. Ah! Alrighty, you ate up the electrolytic.
Oh. Yes.
You can poke around with it, see if you can find a way that it makes it satisfied. Like, this electrolytic separator got it. This one understands, but I don't know why the other one didn't. Maybe... No, I don't know.
This other one worked?
Oh!
What?
No, that's liquid. I don't know. Beats me.
That's not draining power, Hardy.
Yeah, I kind of hoped it would.
That's kind of why I tossed you that extraction cable. Maybe that would help.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
We're trying to give it a little bit of a boost of power.
We just need more burnables. I think apple.
There it goes. Oh, it's draining. It's a draining.
So where's the other?
Still not going up here, but
Where's the other electrolyte? Oh.
Okay. Our apple leaves being put to good use, Kappa.
Do we? It doesn't need to be connected to a pump, right?
No. Because it's just literally taking the output of heavy water and then it's moving it over into the electrolytic separator.
Does it need power?
It does need power to function, but I don't think it needs power to accept the fluid, but here, we'll give it a go. Yeah, like right now it's full on power, but it's not functioning. All right, either way, we'll figure this out for next time. But basically, so this is where we're at, right? If this were to take, right, and we were able to get the liquid lithium out, we can go ahead and, wait a minute, do I even want liquid lithium in there? Oh, wait, maybe liquid lithium is not even a valid thing. I might have gotten this confused. Hold on, wait a minute. Tritium. All right, so yeah, okay, that's why. You can't even do what okay. So yeah, this was just Choco being stupid, basically. I think I did the same exact thing on Stone Block, if I'm not mistaken. But here we'll get the last bit done here. Dirth, are you doing something important right now?
1 second, and I'll be done.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So for the tritium, we're gonna need to get ourselves to lithium. But so right now we're at liquid lithium. We need to make this into a lithium gas. In order to make that happen, we need to make this rotary condensator. I don't believe we've made this, have we?
No.
Okay. So I just need I'll look up rotary. Make my brain a little bit less painful. All right, so we need a basic gas tank and a basic fluid tank. Basic gas tank, not too bad. Basic fluid tank, not too bad. Rotary herpidurperator. There we go. All right, so now with the right machine, Kappa, we're gonna go ahead and slap this here. That should hopefully okay, so this is also not accepting fluid. Let me take a gander here. So pick this up. If I put it down this way, it has a right face, left face. The right looks larger than the left, so I'm going to assume that right is input. Alright, so does that take? Yes, okay, that took. Alright, so this should, in theory, start accruing. Ooh, that was not what I meant to do. Dadgummit. Alright,
So, what all was different? It looks like you... Oh,
So-
because it's the rotary instead of the electric.
yeah, I was using the wrong thing. Admittedly, I'm not entirely sure what's... Is there a back? No.
Is there a bottom?
Okay. I don't believe so. Well, it wouldn't matter because I put it on. I did attach it to the bottom, so that wouldn't.
Oh.
Huh? Many confused. Oh, it's because we're out of power. Derp.
I'm getting some more. I'm charging this battery up.
Yeah. I'm just going to take our stacks of charcoal here. And I'm going to shove them into our machine. And This should work for now. Okay, so now we should have some power flowing. Yep, there it goes. And that is going to make for us liquid tritium. Or not liquid tritium, but gaseous lithium, herp derp. And then from gaseous lithium, we do need pressurized pipes, so someone could make that real quick.
Sure.
Is there a
Pressurized tube, right?
whatever the mechanism is that moves gas?
Just basic one.
Sure, yeah, that should be fine.
Okay.
All right. Now, if we are lucky, which I can hear the universe saying fat chance, but if we're lucky,
We see stuff going in.
if I do this, of course not. Okay, let's see, what are... Does this have clear line of sight to the sky? It looks like it. Okay, let's pull out the solar neutron, and let's have a little bit of playing of the game of what could you possibly connect to. Does it connect to the bottom? I wonder.
Okay, so
It
this
does. It of course does. Because why would the game ever try to do this in such a way that is nice to me? Okay, so boom, there it goes. Yep, and there goes the lithium. So this lithium gas is ever so slowly. Granted, it's nighttime, so I don't even think it can activate at the moment. But whenever it hits day, it's going to very, very painfully, slowly create for us tritium. This will take some time. With all this said and done, we have laser accruing power, which, you know, the lava will technically be giving it power all throughout the time, so that's good. Actually, let's take a stack of these speed modifiers and shove them into here, and let's see. I mean,
over there.
Creeper.
I know. I was trying to shoot it, but
let's,
he's getting. There you go.
out of curiosity, let's see what would happen if we threw all these speed upgrades into the lava thing. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, our lava thing just died. This thing just massacred our lava store. Yeah, okay, it can't keep up.
Alright. We have a little bit more power for the moment.
All right, so let me get my booty on out of here. All right, so I'm gonna leave one stack of upgrades in there because I don't think we need to have all the speed modifiers in this one because it seems like we're blowing through the resource too quickly. Okay, so we have the things we need in order to get most of the way to the fusion reactor. We have to build the reactor itself, obviously, that's a big part of it. But by and far, we've completed more of like the arduous tasks involved with getting all this set up. As in, we got the fuels necessary to get this all going, and we have, of course, for ourselves. I'm gonna leave these in here too, because these weapons are kind of more of a hazard than help right now. All right. Man, we had so many of these things. Okay, so yeah, we have the fuels. We have the things that we need to get to the fuels. We have the lasers ready to ignite the reaction. We are technically one step away from doing I think it's the chemical infusion. I thought we had made a chemical infuser.
I thought you just did.
You just did, didn't you?
I think I made a rotary condensator thing, but I never actually ended up making the infuser. I think I was like saying that I was going to do it, but I never actually did it. But anyways, so this is going to be the thing that we need in order to make ourselves. Yeah, I can make it really quickly. Hold on. Let's see if I can. We need 2 basic control circuits, which we definitely do have. It's going to take the whole lot from here and move them over into here. Okay. So we're going to make the chemical infuser, which is not going to do a whole lot of anything ATMs. But chemical infuser, we would feed in the tritium and the deuterium. This would in turn allow us to have DT, which we're also going to need the holrum, which I believe I shoved into here. So we're just going to go ahead and plop that on in there. So as we get those things, it would go ahead, pull that resource into the holrum, which is going to then of course be ready to go for the actual reaction itself. We're also going to have, in addition to that, enough DT to actually get the whole thing, keep the whole thing running, which is very important because we don't want the reaction to die. And yeah, we should be in pretty good shape. So it should be a fairly straightforward thing. We should, in theory, have a fusion reactor ready during next episode. In theory. Cannot promise, but it certainly does look promising as of right now. We are definitely going to need to do something about our energy, though. I don't really think we have a great... So there are solar... Oh, you guys can attach a flux plug to your windmill.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me make a flux plug real quick.
Okay.
And I'll just go up top and put one on there.
All right. So yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Artie and Dearth had made a... So from Mekanism, there was like this windmill generator thingy. I've never really played around with it, but this wind generator here, it can create energy. It seems sort of not really consistent, but it is a potential thing for it. There are also like, so we actually do have a proper solar generator from this mod pack. I mean, like, yeah, it's there, but I think from my memory, it doesn't create that much RF per tick. So I'm sort of hesitant to really go down that rabbit hole as well. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you all did enjoy, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you like notifications, hit the bell thing. Not all episodes certainly are going to be this way. I try to keep it more to the point. I try to keep it on track because of the fact that this is a more technical episode in terms of we were trying to accomplish certain things. Yeah, we had dirt moments like, where do we plug this in? But overall, this should be more to the point, and this hopefully will, number one, cut down the amount of time we have to spend on doing this. Number two, help you all maybe potentially follow through with it if you don't quite understand Mekanism. In Sky Factory 4, this is a huge disclaimer. I do not know about the interactions outside of Sky Factory 4. If you're in different mod packs, there are certain, like Stone Block, for example, please do not use this method if you're doing in Stone Block. You will be so confused as to why it is absolutely dog poop. Just be mindful of the mod pack. But if you're in Sky Factory 4, maybe this will help you kind of figure out how you'd like to approach it. So, anywho, thank you all very much for watching again. And yeah, so next time again, Fusion Reactor hopefully will come online. And before that, we're going to obviously, like today, we got the setup more or less ready to go. Which means we'll have one more of this style episode, and no face cam obviously for it, because like I want this to be a focused, just laser sharp episode. Not the lasers are sharp because that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, after that, once we have that reliable power source going, what we're going to convert into is, well, so after we get the fusion reactor going, we are going to start replacing our flux plugs from like these machines over to the fusion reactor, which should help propagate the reaction, which will help kind of take care of itself. There is a lot of optimization that needs to happen. So for example, we're going to need to have more of these electric pumps working. We're going to need to have blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a mess. But some of these things will get cleaned up. Other things will increase in size. We'll have to see kind of what ends up panning out. But my current suspicion is that we're going to need more of these solar neutron activators. That seems to me to be the biggest suspect of what needs to happen. Yeah, our power situation is just really rough right now. So,
Yeah.
I have
anyways.
an idea for that.
Oh, what?
Said I have an idea for that for power.
Okay.
Like we've got those 10 heat generators. I was just gonna say we hook them up in series, but we just need more lava though to fuel them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if we're going to make more lava, then we could just use this one. As it would just take the place of all of them. But I just don't think that makes sense right now. So, okay. Even though we were pretty focused for the episode, the outro is kind of a little bit long-winded. So let's go ahead and call it there. So until next time, guys, always most importantly, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, safe day. Oh, and of course, if you would like to check out Dirt's perspective, since Tex died like literally in the first 5 minutes of the episode, Pepperoni, check out Dirt's perspective if you'd like on the episode description down below. But yeah, always most importantly, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful, safe day. And until next time, ciao. Bye.